Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft here from Heroes Landing. As you can see, I have some villagers behind us and we have started to breed them up so that we can get some villagers roaming free here in Blossom Town as we kind of continue to build this place up and make it look so beautiful. Oh, and yeah, you can see all of our dogs from our last episode. They're just kind of scattered about here in like the town square area, looking so pretty. But today, that is not the main focus. Today, we are focusing on these villagers and getting them set up here for success. So as our villagers continue to breed up over there, I want to turn our attention to this house here. At the end of last episode, I accidentally got myself the bad omen effect in town here, spawned a raid, and yeah, we got some damage done to our crops. But more than that, I had a villager in here and a villager in here collecting up these potatoes. And yeah, as you can tell, they are gone. So I have a little bit of work to do in securing this area up and getting these villagers back in here. And yeah, I'm still missing a couple of blocks apparently. So we are going to set this house up today with a proper interior for this little farm, because if we make our way on over here, we have this little storage area where I'm going to be sending all the potatoes down into. And if we make our way upstairs here, yeah, this interior is looking real bad. Yeah, oh my god, I don't even want to spend any time in here because this just looks so very terrible. But by the time we are done doing a full makeover of this interior, it's going to look so gorgeous. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into doing a little bit of interior decorating. Starting in the basement, I think what we're gonna do is put our new tuff blocks as our walls, mix in some of the old tuff, and then mix in a little bit of the mossy variants as well. I think that'll look really good on the walls here. And then over here for the collection system, I think I want to work on this collection system just a little bit. This is a pretty simple collection system. Our villager will be standing on this block, and then obviously they're just getting filtered down into this chest here. But I want to make this so that is as much space as possible that we can collect our goodies in. So I think I'm gonna work this a little bit different and maybe use barrels here instead of chests. But I'm gonna work on this just a little bit before I come to a conclusion to that. First, I need to clean up all this floor and all the walls. Okay, and just like that, we have ourselves an interior to our basement here. And as you can see, I mixed things up a little bit. I took the tuff instead of putting it on the walls and put it on the floor, mixing in just the tuft and the tuff bricks here. And I also realized that there are different variants of this tuff, like the smooth tuff block. Oh, looks so good. But that's besides the point, guys. We also brought in the spruce on the walls and everything. And I got to admit, this is looking a little clean for me. Like, this basement looks a little clean, but I think as time goes on, things will dirty up a little bit. And some of the extra details that you can see here is the extra storage that we have with our chest and barrels. We also have like a little step stool ladder over here with some extra pottery and things. We also brought in a couple of shovels and a cauldron here. And then over here with our storage, we have 2 barrels to collect our potatoes. So this actually might not be enough storage after a little bit, but that's why I brought in our double chest over here and an extra barrel here so that we can move them out of the collection system and just store them off to the sides. I think that'll be just enough. But yeah, guys, like I said, it's a little clean for me, but I think if we start cluttering this thing up a little bit more, it's going to be hard to move through here, but we can eventually, do some dirtying up of the basement to make it look a little bit more used. But for now, I think this looks pretty good. Now we move to the interior here, where you can see I've already started to erect some walls. So we kind of brought the birch walls all the way up to the top and everything. Everything's looking a little bit more clean now. And we have our little guy station over here. So we're going to probably secure this up a little bit more and leave him accessible just so that he's kind of, visible from the inside as well as the outside. I think that'll be a kind of little cool, addition to this interior. But one of the main things that we need to bring into these interiors are beds, because I want villagers living in these houses. So how are we going to do that with this little space that we have in here? It's kind of a cramped, and it's a kind of at an angle here, so it becomes a little bit more difficult to do an interior. But I think if we do like a little faux wall here, like using some trapdoors to create kind of a faux wall, that'll make it a little bit of space behind here for a bed, and then maybe over here we kind of bring in like a little bit of like a living room area. So because we have like these large windows here, I don't know that you'd want a bedroom kind of like facing off into the street of our city town area here. So I think a little bit of a wall here, and then kind of hide a bed or two behind it, and then bring in a little bit of a living room space. And then of course we'll hang some pictures and things like that around the interior, bring some house plants in, and everything will start to look really nice on the interior here. Okay, so a little bit of a progress update here in the interior. So check it out, guys. It's really coming together. I'm really happy with the way this is looking, but I am struggling a little bit. I need to fix up this roof so that I can hang some lights and things, but it is kind of complicated with the different angles and everything. So I need to figure out a good way to kind of smooth these out and bring a little bit more detail into the roof. And as you can see, there's a couple blank spots on the walls, like mostly over here and then over here as well. Things are looking a little blank, so we need to bring in some more life to those areas. But here you can see that little faux wall that I was talking about using the trapdoors. We have a bed hidden behind there, and again, I want to bring in a little bit more life back here as much as possible. But yeah, everything's looking really well. And then we have this new painting as well. I love this painting, and I think it goes so well above that fireplace. We have a couple of seats over here. I need to bring in a little bit more carpet, I think, to bring the floor together a little bit better, because everything's kind of just monotone at the moment on the floor. So I think a couple of carpet blocks here and there would look really nice. And yeah, I just can't get over how well this painting fits this environment and everything. But yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys back. I need to work on this roof a little bit more, like I said, and fix up these blank spaces. All right, and just like that, I think this is all done. Check it out. Yeah, the roof's looking a lot better now that we brought in some of the oak, and then I kind of just lined it with the spruce, kind of breaking it up a little bit, coming down the walls a little bit just to give it an extra little touch. And yeah, I brought in a little bit more flowers and things around here. Everything's looking a lot better in my opinion, and I'm really happy with this interior. So I think it's time that we get a couple of villagers put away in here so that we can start producing potatoes once again. Alright, so now with our potato farm fully operational, I want to change gears here and start focusing on this little house over outside of town. We have our horse pens over here with our guy that we've been riding since the beginning. And I also got this guy hooked up here because he's pretty fast. He's got a good jump. So I think we want to start mating our horses and kind of trying to get a better horse because our guy's a little slow, but I like him. And then on the inside of this house here, I think we can bring in quite a few beds. It's a good space in here. And I think we could do a really nice like cottage core, cute little farmhouse design on the inside of here. So that should help our villagers on the outside of town. And with our horses, we have these pens, like I said, but I think over here, I want to level this off a little bit more and kind of spruce it up because on the backside, it's a little messy. So I think this would be a really good spot to kind of do like a horse track or like a course type of deal. Not really necessarily like a racetrack, but just kind of like a, a training course that we can start testing out the quality of our horses. I think that'd be really cute and really fun on the outside of town here. So I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and start doing is just leveling this off and bringing those materials in and kind of working on the inside of this little cottage. Okay, so you can see I have flattened things off up here and it looks like the horses are loving it already. So yeah, I'm really excited about putting a little horse track up there. I think it's going to be so cool. And then on the inside of our little cottage here, I've kind of started to plan things out a little bit. This might change, but so far I think this is a pretty good plan. So we have like a little area here, a little seating area. We'll put some bookshelves and some like carpet and all kinds of little trinkets and things here. On the wall over here, we have our chimney on the roof up there. So I brought that down and made it kind of look a little bit like a kitchen area here. Obviously, got to work on this a little bit more and kind of bring things to life a little bit more as well. And then I'm thinking we can do some storage over here with some barrels and everything. I brought a chest in just because that's all I had on me at the moment to kind of display what I'm thinking. And then I think I want to put a staircase in up here so that we can do kind of like a loft area area for the beds. I think the villagers should be fine with that, but again, this might change. I'm not entirely sure that this is the best layout, but it's kind of what I'm working with at the moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and start detailing this out a little bit more and see kind of where the creative process takes me in this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look here. We have our horse track here that, yeah, we still need a little bit of work done on this road and stuff just to kind of detail things out a little bit. But let's check out this course because I actually like this course quite a lot. We have some just beautiful texturing in the roadway here, a little bit of obstacles and everything as we go around. And I just kind of started to bring in some flowering bits and things just to kind of pretty things up. I was messing around with like the moss blocks inside here, trying to make a nice little pattern, but it's kind of a weird numbered area, so I couldn't really create a great pattern. And using the moss blocks, like, it's kind of the same color as the grass, so it doesn't show up very well, but I actually like this quite a bit. And you can see we have a chicken in here who's enjoying it as well. But let's move our way down to our house because I want to show you guys the interior over there as well. Okay, so let's check out this interior, and everything is looking so very nice on the inside here. We have one of our new paintings with the villagers over in the little seating area. You can see I kind of put some barrels in the floor as kind of like a coffee table essentially, but if you put full blocks here, it obviously blocks off the whole thing. So I think this actually kind of works. It kind of gives you that illusion that there's a table there, but which I like a lot. We also have a painting and a little area here as you kind of enter the door with one of our carpets, and as you make our way over into the kitchen, you can see there's kind of like a separation of the floor. We have the planks here, and then it moves into the stripped wood, and then we have our new tough blocks as like the floor inside the kitchen. You can see we have our butcher knife with our salmon head over here as well, using the armor stand there for the butcher knife. We have some storage here as we have some apples stored away, and everything are kind of like a step ladder up into the storage. We have some cookbooks here on the outside of the kitchen, and just a little bit of extra storage there as well. And if we make our way on upstairs, we have a nice little lofty bedroom area. It's a little lacking in detail and kind of item distribution, I guess you would say, which is okay. I think it works out. It's like I said, it's kind of lacking, but we have our nice little bed. We have our farmer suit. We have some flowers and some color as we come up here. So everything looks pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with how all of this came out. I'm really happy with the horse track, and I can't wait to use that horse that we brought up there. I just need to bring a saddle up to him and start hitting that course. So now that we have continued to detail out our village a little bit more, there is one more house here right there where our carrots are coming into that I really want to detail, but that one's going to be a little bit more difficult, so I'm probably going to do that one without showing you guys the progress, because yeah, that's going to be a funky one over there. It's it's really weird. But I also want to tear down this tree that you can see in our carrot field and plant a custom tree there, so I think that'll look really good. But for now, I want to turn our attention to this little square that we have here, where we are going to be putting 2 new buildings for our villagers. That's going to be mostly just housing for villagers so that we have extra beds in town, and it kind of squares things off and brings more light to the edges of town, because currently if we make our way like right here, mobs will start spawning. So yeah, we need to expand the light level out a little bit further to keep our villagers a little safer. So we're going to be moving our villagers here in our little pen, and we are going to start building up these 2 houses. And luckily, we have been in 1.21 for quite a bit now, and so our mods are finally updated, and we have replay mod. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's hit it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Our two brand new buildings here in the town square of sorts for Blossom Town. And I gotta say, they are looking very, very good. But as you may notice, they are missing a ton of detail. And I kind of did that on purpose because I want to try something that I don't usually do for exteriors. And that is to treat my exteriors kind of like my interiors. When I'm doing interiors, I usually try to pick a certain spot and try to kind of figure out, if I was living in this house, how would I kind of treat this? Like, so if this is the living room, where would I put paintings? Where would I put couches and things like that? And then, yeah, I kind of want to try that for the exterior. And using this wall here kind of as an example, what would I do for this wall? Well, I'd probably add some shutters here, some flowers on the exterior. Maybe we add kind of like a rain gutter on the exterior like corner. That way any runoff isn't getting into our flower bed here. And up here, I think this would be a really cool spot to kind of add like a mosaic of sorts. We could add a window, which I usually kind of do for little corners like that. I guess there's no examples around right here. This is kind of an example, but I think like a mosaic would look really cool there. And yeah, we got to add some chimneys. And you can see there is a little bit of weathering on the roof, but everything's looking a little stale. So maybe we add some moss blocks with some tall grass on it, just to kind of make it look like it's a little bit more weathered. It kind of lived in this area a little more as well. And yeah, we have no leaves, no flowers. I'm obviously missing a block there too. But yeah, I think I just want to kind of treat these exteriors as interiors and kind of just feel out the details rather than just kind of making mismatch, you know, like moss blocks throughout and everything. I kind of just want to take my time and see what my mind can come up with if I take my time and kind of zone in on a specific area and kind of see what I can do in these areas. So I'm going to take a little bit of time and kind of piece away at them and see what I can come up with. All right, so after taking the time to kind of treat this as a canvas as I would on the interior, kind of being more methodical with my block placement, this is really what I've come up with. And I've got to say, I'm really happy with how this exterior came out. Now, it is just these two faces. If we move our way on to the back side, yeah, we still got to do that. But the front is looking really, really good as you kind of come into this town square. And I think we got to tear this up and do something a little bit more appropriate. But that will come at a later date. But let's check this out with a little bit more detail. So you can see we kind of made a mosaic up there. I want to get some frog lights in there so that those things really shine and look really nice. But down here, it looks really good as you can kind of see some of the detail as well. And then you got this flower pot too, which I want to be able to put like a flower azalea bush underneath it and hang the flower off of it. But apparently you can't do that. So this is what we got with the little hanging flower pot there. I think that came out really good as well. But yeah, I love this exterior. But for now, I want to move on to the front facing side of this building so that we can move our way on into the interiors. And on the interior we go. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. We have this beautiful kitchen here with our nice large stove. We have a nice little, couple sinks here. We have some stuff hanging up on the roof here. We got a little bee's nest so we can get some honey out of that. And I love this kitchen. Actually, this is probably like my favorite kitchen that I've ever designed. I actually like this a lot. And you can see we still have a lot of space in here too, so that we can continue to expand and decorate this out a little bit more. But if we make our way on upstairs here, we have our bedroom with a couple bunk beds here. It's looking a little plain. We definitely need to still continue to decorate this, but the interior is kind of built out, and it looks like I'm missing a trap door there. Oops. Ignore that. And like I said, I want to continue decorating this out a little bit more, so like some carpet in here would look really nice. Some stuff on the walls as well, but I think this is looking really cool. It's a nice little design, and then we can go up to the third floor as well, where we can continue to expand with some more beds and things like that. But I'm loving this so far. I love this interior, but I have to say, guys, I'm kind of stumped on the exterior, so I went ahead and added some flowers in like the windows, but it's looking a little plain, especially if we go over here. Like this wall is kind of completely flat. I did kind of make some space with the grass and stuff over here so that we can kind of expand out the mine maybe and kind of like tuck it up against this wall to kind of cover that up a little bit. But I'm just not really sure what I want to do. Maybe like a giant kiln or something would look really cool, but I don't know. I'm not sure yet. So I'm a little bit stumped. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. But yeah, that for now, I think I'm going to leave the exterior of this building kind of as is. And again, on this side over here, it's looking a little bit plain as well. And then back here, I'm thinking maybe we build up like kind of like a greenhouse, like a little flower garden greenhouse type deal in this back corner. But I think we're going to keep that for a later date. And I'm going to kind of let that rack around in my brain a little bit before I kind of decide on what I want to do. But I think that's a good idea back here. But I just don't have a design yet, and I kind of want to sit on that for a little bit before we jump into that. And you can see we're missing a little bit of detail back here still, but that's okay. I want to take you guys on into the inside of this building because I have started to kind of partition things up and how I want to expand the interior in here. So we have a nice little kitchen area kind of designed out where the stove's going to go. We're going to add some, counters and some shelving in here so that we can kind of store some items. And then we have our staircase over here where we can expand up to the second floor and add some beds. It's going to be a little funky with the roof kind of right above us here, but I think we can make it work. So once we get the interior put into this building, we can let our villagers and our boats over here go. They're going to find their jobs on their own, and hopefully they'll find their beds on their own as well. And then I think that's pretty much it for the town square. Obviously, we'll continue to expand and continue to decorate as we go and stuff, but that'll pretty much set it in stone that that's kind of where things are. And yeah, then we can kind of just continue to pick away at a little bit of details here and there. But I'm pretty happy with this so far, so I'm just going to jump on into the interior and finish this up. Okay, let's check out the interior. So it's pretty much done. There are some details that we still need to fill out, but, we don't have the materials for it. We're kind of running out of materials now that we've done a few interiors. We're kind of running out of materials. So this one's a little bit minimal, I guess is a good word for it, but I think we have a good foundation in place so that we can continue to pick away at this as we go. But as you can see here on the interior, we have a nice big painting here. We have a mushroom in a pot. We have a little bit of candlelight behind the door just to kind of illuminate this space a little bit better. We have some little details, some bookshelves. We hung some of the pink hanging signs in here just to bring a pop of color. We do want to build out this kitchen a little bit better, but I think this is fine for now. And then we have our storage and stuff over here. We have a bunch of meat ready to be cooked in dry storage on this shelf, and then again we need a little bit more pop of color over in this corner, I think, but this is a good start. Like I said, really good start to everything. And then if we make our way on upstairs here, we have a nice little bedroom with a couple of beds. Everything is looking real fine in here, and I think it is all suitable. I don't think there's any dark spaces in this house, so I think we're good to kind of let the villagers roam around, and I think we're going to do that right now. Now, obviously, these guys are going to kind of pick professions that they want, but mostly, I'm assuming we're going to get a lot of fishermen because I use a lot of barrels throughout town, but hopefully they'll find their beds. I'm a little worried that since they're on the second floor, they might not find them, but I think they'll be okay. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. So let's go ahead and let these guys out. I'm going to use a little F3B here so that we don't hit them. And here we go. So, okay, yeah, they're going to run off. And this guy's looking like he's going to go in there already. I don't even know. I lost two. Oh, this guy went through the window. And he's stuck. They're both stuck, I think. I think they're both stuck in here. Come on. All right, there we go. Oh, we got a leather worker in here. Oh, that's kind of cool. Not bad. I like that. This guy's stuck on the trapdoors, obviously. Let's see if we can get him to... Yeah, there we go. Okay, and he's making his way up to the second floor. That's great. That's great. Go on up there, buddy. Hey, there's nothing on the third floor, so I don't know why you're headed up here. You're lost. You're lost. All right. But let's continue to make our way through town here. As you can see, guys, we have some torches and stuff in the roadways. So I think I want to bone meal up some more of this lichen and kind of bring it around and throughout just to kind of get rid of some of these final torches that we have. And then I want to clean up this mess, obviously. And yeah, I think Blossom Town's looking really, really good. I'm really happy with the extension of the town here. And yeah, I hope you guys like this as well. And if you guys did like this episode and you like the new builds here in the square and you like the villagers roaming around, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.